Hey guys, Slimber here, and we're back with a video on Candace Owens. Now, she made a video. I couldn't find this full fucking video, but I saw it on Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk first. But I couldn't find the full video, sadly, so we're just gonna kind of use whatever excerpt he used. But however, she basically attacked freedom of the press and freedom of speech. The fuck's texted me on Snapchat. Oh. She attacked freedom of speech and, freedom of the press. And I figure we might as well fucking respond to her. Let's get right into this, shall we?
So Cardi B just was losing a debate and then just randomly tweeted out a doctored tweet of mine, pretending it was a tweet that I had sent out and doubling and tripling down and pretending that I had really, that my husband had an affair with my brother. I don't even know the tweet was actually so ridiculous that it wasn't, but it got me so angry because it was just so petty and it was so small. And, it was just a demonstration of how ignorant she is, how unable she is to have a true debate about anything. And obviously this went viral and,
Hold on. Candace Owens. Miss, I'm scared to debate Kyle Kalinske at Politicon, and I have Charlie Kirk tell him no for me, because I'm scared to debate him or even tell him no myself, is criticizing anybody on debate skills? Really? Really? Oh, my hair looks fucking retarded, bro. But really, you're gonna criticize literally anybody on debate skills when you're scared to debate? Fuck. I'm not even doing another take. When you're scared to debate Kyle fucking Kalinske. Really?
My lawyer sent out a letter to her lawyers and basically said, we're going to sue you and we're going to sue you in Georgia. And she basically said that she doesn't live in Atlanta full time and that we would have to sue her in New Jersey. It was this whole long back forth. And at the end of the day, my lawyers, I'm still talking to them, but they basically said, as two public figures, you could sue her and you will get a lot of headlines about it.
Candace, you must not have very good lawyers, because literally any fucking lawyer will tell you that you shouldn't go in a fucking interview and talk about the case. That's like a bad fucking idea.
But because of New York Times versus Sullivan, there's just so much protection for people to be able to lie, just to lie and pretend.
Candace, let me reread that. Don't just skip past that. The primary holding: to sustain a claim of defamation or libel, the First Amendment requires that the plaintiff show that the defendant knew that a statement was false or was reckless in deciding to publish information without investigating whether it was accurate. Here's the thing, right? How does that defend people from lying? It very clearly addresses people that are lying. And if anybody hasn't figured out, I am a free speech absolutist. I strongly believe in free speech. If anything, I don't even agree with that law in itself. I think people who fucking lie should be protected by the First Amendment. Maybe the exception for shouting fire in a crowded movie theater example type of thing. Maybe there's should be an exception for that, but for the most part, I think there should be even more free speech. I think that she should be able to say more. As much as it annoys me when people, especially your fucking own fan base, fucking bullshit, as much as it annoys me that they bullshit and talk out of their ass, I don't think there should be legal consequences for any speech. That's something I've wanted to point out for a long time with these free speech conservatives, because there's a big difference between their version of free speech and my version of free speech. My version is free speech absolutism. Their version of free speech is free speech as long as I fucking like it. They're no different than the SJWs they fucking hate.
That it's the truth and there's no consequence. And it's one of the things that I have been the most passionate about, New York Times versus Sullivan needing to be reversed, not because of a petty spat between Cardi B and Candace Owens, but because it's the reason that our country is so divided, because there are people that are quite literally subscribing to fake news all day, every day, believing that Donald Trump peed on hookers in Russia.
I mean, I don't agree that it is the sole problem as to why we are divided. It's my third fucking take. I'm not redoing this. Even if I burp right now, because I kind of feel like I'm going to. There we fucking go. There it is. But anyways, I don't believe it's the sole reason we're divided. I definitely believe it's part of the problem. But you're literally a part of that problem. You literally spread misinformation. You spread vaccine misinformation. I think you fucking entertained QAnon a couple times. I'd have to fucking look at your whole fucking thing, but you even got a fucking $20 million lawsuit against you for defamation! Fucking... Candace Owens is a fucking fraud. Should I... Maybe I'll get into the full reason as to why I think this country's so divided in a separate video, or maybe later on this video. We'll see.
Because they're watching what they deem to be legitimate news sources tell them that, because Rachel Maddow is telling them that. And then after 2 years of taking them down this rabbit hole, she goes, oh, never mind, none of it was real.
That's what you're fucking doing with vaccine misinformation. That's what you're doing, lying about the goddamn vaccines. Oh my fucking god. And look, I don't like Rachel Maddow. She used to be cool like 10, 15 years ago, but fucking now she's a shitlib who got way too fucking invested into Russiagate. And by the way, she hasn't fucking said, oh, Russiagate, fake. She hasn't given up on it yet. She's still pro Russiagate. She's become a war hawk in the last like 5-6 years. But you're literally, that's what you do. You lie to people. That's what you fucking do. You do it too. You hypocritical fuck. You only dislike it now because it came back on you.
It's problematic. And if journalists could be sued, if individuals could be sued for, lying and smearing about public figures, then this wouldn't happen. They would just have to tell the truth.
First of all, that's not true. Because here's the thing, right? The whole point of that Supreme Court thing was because southern states were suing northern news organizations who were covering segregation and the civil rights movement in the South and how poorly people were being treated in the South. That is why. They were covering the truth and they were getting sued over it. That is why the fucking thing exists in the first place. So, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna mention this once again. Maybe if some fucking dumb boomer Candace Owens supporter is watching this. Candace Owens opposes free fucking speech. Everything she says here is just translated to, I don't think the press should have freedom. I don't think free speech should be a thing. Or there should be less free speech. That's what she's saying. That is what she's fucking saying. And like I said, it's pretty fucking annoying when some retard fucking 60-year-old starts spouting off some illogical QAnon shit. But here's the thing, there's definitely some conspiracies out there that at one point didn't have much basis to them, are starting to turn out to be true, or already have turned out to be true. Like, the fact that Fred Hampton was assassinated by the U.S. government. Starting to turn out to be true. There's some that aren't all the way there, but are getting there. Like, for example, that the CIA introduced crack into the black community. Without freedom of the press, these stories wouldn't get the attention they get. Oh, another one! It's now being investigated whether the FBI had anything to do with the murder of the FBI or the New York police. I think it's both of them. Whether they had something to do with the death of a murder of Malcolm X. That's now being investigated. Why? Because there were conspiracies around that got attention, and now they're being looked into. UFOs! So don't get me wrong, there's some bullshit. But sometimes the bullshit needs to spread, because sometimes there's some real shit out of the bullshit. And I did just kind of shit on QAnon and Russiagate, because yes, they both are for the most part, illogical. There's some truth to them, but for the most fucking part, they're pretty illogical. But QAnon! That's the reason we know Jeffrey Epstein was buddies with Bill fucking Clinton and goddamn... Oh, they love to leave this one out, though. Donald fucking Trump, and we're out there fucking kids.
And I always say the United Kingdom is such a standard for that. Obviously, my husband is English.
You mean the same country that arrested somebody for getting their dog to do the fucking Nazi salute as a joke? That same country? I mean, the UK has some of the shittier free speech laws. They're kind of shit when it comes to free speech and freedom of the press. Once again, she wouldn't like it though once she got there. Once she realized that she couldn't lie. She would just like it that nobody could lie about her.
And every single time any publication in the UK writes anything false about me, I send out one letter and they instantly have to issue a retraction because they have true defamation laws, and me being a public figure does not give them a permission to lie about me. I don't understand why America is the only country that has that standard that allows the press and allows public figures to be lied upon by any individual in the world. So, you know, we have that. We have 1 year to decide whether or not we're going to sue her. We have the lawyers in New Jersey that are kind of like, you know, that we've signed with. It'll be a decision that I'm going to make probably in the new year.
Then A, you should probably get some new fucking lawyers. Or B, yeah, you probably should have talked to your lawyer before this interview. Unless you're fucking bluffing. Because here's the thing, right? Most lawyers will tell you not to go fucking open your cocksucker about the goddamn debate or goddamn lawsuit, about the case. So, why are you doing it? I think you're fucking bluffing and full of shit. But the thing I'm more interested in this video is that you're advocating against freedom of the press and freedom of speech. But anyways, what do you guys think? Great freedom of speech, guys. You can't leave a dislike anymore. So, I guess you might as well leave a fucking like. Leave a comment. Leave a comment that just says dislike. Well, that's our new dislike button. And yeah, Slimber out.